What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dore with Dore on Tour, and it's Nottingham Forest and Barnsley preview. Massive game on Sunday, and I've got a special guest in Turks TV. They'll be on in 2 minutes. But before I do start, I want to say congratulations to Leeds United on getting promotion to the Premiership after, I think it was like after 16 years. But yes, we can cement the playoffs if we do beat Barnsley. I know Barnsley, they need to win their next two games, but I'm going to let Turks TV any minute now. But if anyone's watching, make sure you watch your predictions for the game on Sunday. But like I said, I'm going to introduce to Turks TV now.
Hey mate,
Hello.
how's it going?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good thanks, good thanks. Might be better after the game on Sunday, but when we can find out what's actually going to happen. But I think nails it Goffin, but we'll keep going till end.
There's still a slight chance.
Slight chance, but listen, you've got to go on till end. But I just can't see it really. I think we've had us chances, we just haven't taken them.
Yeah. Before we start, tell everyone about your channel.
Yeah, basically a bit similar to yourselves, really, doing vlogging the games, fan channel, giving fans a voice. We have quite a number of fans come on. We had quite a few on yesterday after the Leeds game. Very similar, really. Give fans that chance to be able to express their view, because it's not everything's ran as smooth as I don't think we'd have all liked at Barnsley. You know, problems with ownership, etc., promotions, relegations. Yeah, we've been going for about 3 years now, and do you know what? It's been quite a busy 3 years for us. We've had a promotion, a relegation, and looks like another relegation but I don't want to give up hope, but you know.
Yeah. So let's start with Barnsley came to City Ground, and in my opinion, Barnsley should have won that game, and I don't know how they didn't win that game. I don't know how.
You're not the first one, mate, to say that. I mean, yesterday everybody was saying our Barnsley at bottom of the league, how have Leeds come away with that? I remember it vaguely, the 1-0 defeat, very unlucky. You know, we were struggling to score goals then, if I remember correctly, and that's the problem now. We've not got a very good record, I don't think, at the City Ground, but the performance, I were happy with that performance. We were just not clinical enough on the day, and we knew eventually that, I think it was second half when Nottingham Forest scored against us, and I think we knew eventually that no matter how much we dominated that game, Nottingham Forest were always gonna win. You can always tell, and it was sort of similar over the last few weeks with the amount of possession that we have, but we just don't create enough or do enough when we've got the chance.
So, Barnsley season, from the start of the season to now, how have they been doing?
Well, it's been a bit of a write-off. I mean, bottom of the league, obviously. I think it's one to forget. There's been times of the season, there's been points where we think it might be coming together. Back before lockdown, we went on a little run. We won at Fulham 3-0. Beat Middlesbrough, picked up some good results. But then all of a sudden we crashed back down again after one result, and we can't seem to pick ourselves up. It takes us a while to pick ourselves up, and that's been the problem. But we lost so many key players back in the summer transfer window last year that it were always going to be tough for us. A lot of fans expected this. Obviously, me hosting this channel, what I do, it was hard to sit there and say I expected a relegation fight. You've got to try and be as positive as you can. But I think the majority of fans who came on the channel knew it were always going to be tough. I mean, even our former manager, Daniel Stendel, I bumped into him at Oakwell in August, and he knew that it was going to be a tough year ahead for us. And it has been. There has been glimpses of the team playing well together, but it's that consistency. And when we've got such a young squad, you're always gonna have inconsistency, and that's been the issue.
Yeah. From a Barnsley fan point of view, I've said to every rival fan, what did you think of Sammy Lamucci coming to Forest?
Who's that? Sorry.
Sammy Lamucci, the Forest manager.
Like I said, he's doing really well with them. You know what I mean? 5th place. You know, last time I saw Forest side that were under what's it? Scottish manager Billy Davis for it.
Davis, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, doing really well. And is it just a point that you guys need now for?
1 point.
1 point. So I mean, you're well within a chance. I mean, this one is our last home game as well. So
yeah.
I mean, this and we go to Brentford in next week. I mean, I'm dreading to think about that. I'm dreading to think about that one. But you know, as well as Leeds, like you said, you touched on in the intro, congratulating Leeds. You know that there's that many big sides in the Championship. You look at Forest. You know they're a massive side. You know, flirted with playoffs and everything last few seasons, but you know you guys will probably think maybe now it's the time with the players that you've got, you know, like Grabban, Joe Lolly, all this and that. You got to remember, you know, that the Leedsers and whoever gets up with Leeds and in the playoffs, if it's not you guys, that them teams are probably going to vulture some of your players for the Premier League. That's usually how it works. I mean, we'll lose some of our key players as well.
Yeah. So you spoke about, is it Daniel, the Barnsley manager? Is it Daniel? What can't pronounce his name now?
It was Daniel Stendhal. He left us, and then we got as manager now is Gerhard Struber.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Can you explain to the comments who is he and what is he? I don't know who he is.
Well, it's well, to be honest, mate, we didn't know who we were either when he came into the club. That's funny thing about it. Our club seems to pick up these unnamed managers, unnamed players from abroad and everything like that. They seem to feel like that's the way forward. We're a bit like. We always wanted that Championship experience. When you're in a relegation battle, you look at the likes of Middlesbrough. They knew they were in trouble. They sacked Jonathan Woodgate. They brought Neil Warnock in because they knew they were in trouble. And look at results. They've turned it around. We brought this guy in. And I've got to say, the defensive side of our game we look very reassured there. So I think as a Barnsley point of view, talking to you as a Forest fan, I think if we defend how we have done since lockdown, since we've come back, I think you will find it tough because defensively we look very, very solid. Obviously, we've had a few blips, like lost to Leeds like the other day, but that was an own goal. The Stoke one's maybe the only one. And even then, you know, losing 4-0 to Stoke, it is an hammering. The scoreline looks as though it was an hammering, but in terms of the play, they didn't absolutely hammer us, if you know what I mean, if you can understand where I'm coming from. But in terms of Gerhard Struber, I like what he's done at the moment. Obviously, we're not where we want to be, still bottom of the league. But would I have him in next season for us? Yeah, I would, because in terms of the defence.
I was about to say, do you think he'll be good enough to get you up next season if you do get relegated?
You've obviously got it. He came in November, so I mean, a lot of Barnsley fans, I don't like to look at it, but a lot of our fans point out if the league had started in November, where would we be? And we'd probably be about mid-table. But obviously, it didn't start then. It starts in August. But you've got to give him a chance, and I think give him a full season, see what he can do. It's down to him as well. Will he want to stay if we go down? I'd like to think he would. You know, I'd like to think he would like to stay with us, because at the end of the day, he's not had that full chance to be able to show us what he can do. I mean, I was gutted when we lost Daniel Stendhal, because I've never.
I like when he left, I thought, oh, that's a bit harsh, because like I said, when Barnsley came to Forest, the way you lot played, I thought, you know what? How have you not won that game? Because like I said, I think you had like 4 or 5 chances, even like. Your record at the ground, it was fantastic. I remember you beat us. I think you beat us 1-0. I don't know.
I think it was Conor Horan.
Yeah, Conor Horan. That's why he scored. Gone.
Yeah.
Well, I said you should have beat us. We was really lucky. We got 3 points. I was manager because I felt sorry for him when he left.
Yeah, it's it's story of our season. A lot of teams have come out and say, and it's nice of them to say that we probably should have won, but it's the story of our season. Like I said, Leeds the other day, Leeds yesterday, you know, we should have won that game in fairness, or at least come out with a point. And looking at it now, it would have been a very good point. But it's what you get, you know. If we'd have got, I think we've lacked a finisher. Yes, we've got Corley Woodrow, who's struggling at the moment. He's a player that we're looking for to get the goals. He's really struggling. The chances aren't actually falling to him, though. That is the problem. The clear-cut chances, they're not falling to him. but you'd expect some of the chances that we have got to at least be put away by any of the players on that pitch, really. That's my thing. But touching on Stendhal again, I mean, there were a lot of controversy went off around him, and when he left, obviously he wasn't sacked. He was, I think he left the club by mutual consent or something like that.
Is he? I'm sure he's at Hearts, didn't he?
Yeah, he was, but he left there. He's left there as well because I think it finished their league. But I think there were rumours going around about him talking to another club and everything like that. That's one of the reasons why they got rid of him, which I can understand. But at the same time, I do think he was dealt a bad hand at the beginning of the season because we lost so many key players, and I think that's why you need to give Gerhard Struber. And I think our football club will stick with Gerhard Struber. It's if Gerhard Struber will stick with us.
Okay, so a big game on Sunday. I think it's 3 o'clock kickoff. Players that you're worried who will play for Forest, who do you think should be Barnsley worried about?
Well, obvious ones is Lewis Graben, top scorer for you guys, 20 goals. We've filmed our preview actually today, and I always make sure I look through the stats and everything. 20 goals, and I said to lads, it says 20 goals. You can't believe he's on 20 goals. Joe Lolly.
He should be more on that because he's missed so much penalties.
Well, we said that as well. That we should have scored more, but Lewis Graben, Joe Lolly, definitely. I think we've got to keep Joe Lolly off his left foot. Ben Watson, experienced professional at this level, played in the Premier League. You what? Sorry.
He scored past you.
Yes, it was Ben Watson, wasn't it? Yes, I remember. Yes, it was. Yeah, but he'll dictate game. He'll sit in middle of midfield. He'll not break a sweat. Really, I've said it to the lads. I said, he's a good player. Got Premier League games under his belt. He'll good player. There's no, you can say that experience that you need at this level. I've been there and done it at an age now. I know he's knocking on a little bit, but end of the day, he can still play, and there's still a quality player there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've got to put on my notes. When's last? Barnsley, they've got a good record at home to Forest, haven't they? Because I think the last time we beat you was it 2016?
Yeah. It was that same season we bet you at the City Ground. I remember because I was. Yeah, I'll tell you a story about that. Actually, I was.
This your clip. I think you trended on Twitter, weren't you?
You what? Sorry.
I think you trended on Twitter. I don't know if it was this season or the one. I don't think what season was. I saw you were unhappy with something.
Yeah, usually case watching Barnsley, but that was the last time Nottingham Forest bet us at Oakwell. I remember it because it were on Sky, and I think it were a Friday night game. Yeah. I think it was
5-1.
5-1. 5-1.
Yeah, Lansbury, Drake, Osborne.
No, 5-2. I think 5-2. I remember. Yeah. We went 1-0 up, 1-1. Then we went 2-1 up, and then you guys equalised and went on an absolute rampage against us. Yeah. I remember that game, and that was before I was doing this channel, and I was working. I was working 2 jobs, 1 day job and 1 night job, and we didn't attend Oakwell that night. It was freezing, and it were on Sky, and I were really tired. And I thought, I'm working tonight. I'll watch it. And I remember that game very well. And we had a really good side back then. We had likes of Conor Hurahan, Sam Winall, Marley Watkins. Such a good team. And the year after we did. The year after was the year we went back down to League One. We actually bet you. At Oakwell that season as well. I think we were 2-1, but we played you guys. I think similar towards the end. I think it was our second to last away game at the City Ground that season, 2018, and we lost 3-0. And we were awful. We were so bad, I remember it because the fans were singing "You're not fit to wear the shirt" to them. There were absolutely no fight there, and very bad game that, but. If we can play like we did the other night against Leeds, I'm not sure if you tuned in to watch it, but we've more than got a chance. We've more than got a chance. And some people who come on the channel keep saying this is the game we're going to win. End of the day, it's looking at other results as well, not just us winning. That's the thing. We've got to hope for other results.
Okay. I've got another Forest fan coming on called Malcolm Owen. He's on my channel as well, so he might give you some questions as well. So I'm just getting on now.
Fine. No problem.
And it doesn't hurt. It might be a bit grouchy. So
Oh, that's fine.
hello, Malcolm.
Hello, chaps. You all right?
Hi, mate.
How are you?
All right, Ben?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm all good. I'm all good, man. I'm all good.
All right.
I missed you on his channel. I've missed you on his channel, Malcolm. I've missed you on his channel.
Sorry, mate.
Malcolm, this is Turk TV. This is Malcolm.
Hello,
Hi,
mate.
mate. How you going?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thanks.
Yeah, good.
Malcolm, we're just going through the last time Forest played Barnsley. We won 5-2. Did you go to the game?
Quite probably, yeah. I must admit, Ben, tomorrow, Sunday's game, I'm not looking forward to it, if I'm going to be honest, because Barnsley's one of them grounds where Forest tend to go and we don't do very well. It's always quite a tight game. Don't get me wrong, apart from that Henry Lansbury game where we really did play well that night, I don't think I've seen another game at Oakwell where we've done well. So, you know, it's going to be it's squeaky bum time. Squeaky bum time. We need a point from 2 games, and you know, I said to you months ago, I don't want to be going into these last 2 games, Barnsley away and Stoke at home, needing 4 points to get promoted, or even needing 2 points to get promoted, because it's not a good time. But I still think we'll do it. But you know,
Malcolm, have you got any questions to TV?
Yeah. What do you think you'll do next season if you stay up? Because I would like you to stay up. I'd like to down, but.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. It's if we can. I've just been saying, you know, that it's going to be very tough for us now to stop up. I'm trying to keep the faith best I can. I think it's important that if we stop up, we fight. We sign the right caliber of players. I think big mistake this season coming up. I mean, we lost both as centre halves. We lost as one of us top scorers. We lost as goalkeeper. You what? Sorry.
Danny Pelios, the left back, Forest player.
Well, Danny Pinios has been released by the club. Very, very. I mean, for us, we disagreed with that big time because, you know, a bit of an experienced head in there. You know, there's so many players who we have let go, who we've released, who are arguably better than what we're fielding on the pitch. There's something very strange happening at our football club at this moment where we run very differently. You know, our owner seems to do it on data and not actually physically go out and scout players, which is always a bit of a bugbearer of mine. You've got to go and watch the player. They do it on data. They look at a player on how many passes and how many touches they get per game. And you can't look at a player. You can't look at players and analyse them that way. You've got to physically go out and watch them. But if we stop up, I mean, it's a massive if now. It all depends on results tomorrow as well. Charlton are playing Wigan, so as fate might be sealed tomorrow. But we've got to obviously sign some experienced players. In January, we signed a 29-year-old centre half, Michael Solbauer, who has improved the defence drastically. Centre half. We asked for that in the summer last year. Things might have been different then. We've got to do that. We've got to sign players that are good enough to play at this level. We signed so many players in last season, at the beginning of the season from abroad and everything like that. It's only finally maybe this last few games, especially the defensive side of things, looking like it's working. But, you know, we're just not clinical enough going forward. We needed at least 2 strikers before we sold Kiefer Moore, and we sold Kiefer Moore and never replaced him. It was criminal what we did, but that's what we need to do. We need to learn from his mistakes, but it's looking like we're going to go down. So I don't want to say that. I don't want to be negative, but I've got to be realistic at the same time.
Okay, so assuming you do go down, what are you going to do next season? Because I would imagine you're going to stick with your manager from what you said earlier when I was watching.
I just said earlier that I'd like us to stick with as manager. I think the club will. Like I said, I think the club will stick with him. It's as if he sticks with us. That's the concern. From what I've seen of especially at Leeds yesterday, it looked like they were fighting for that for him. It
Yeah.
looked like they were playing for him. Last few games, we've not necessarily thought that. I mean, I've questioned some of his tactics. I've questioned some of his team selections, players that have been playing, I mean, who don't necessarily deserve to start, and then not reacting quickly enough when game needs to change. Maybe like against Wigan the other day, back at Oakwell, we drew 0-0. It was clear and obvious it needed changing, and he didn't change it till 80 minutes, and that's no good. It needed to be. But Leeds, he got his tactics right, and every player looked like they were playing for him. So I've got to hand it to him.
I was watching the game yesterday, and the way Barnsley, I really was impressed with Barnsley. Like the first half, definitely, at least I think it was. They had 2 chances. I think it was a centre back. Who's your centre back?
We've got centre backs at the moment that are playing. And Michael Solbauer. Well, we're actually playing with 3. Technically, we're playing with 3. Michael Solbauer's been playing. He's the one who I mentioned who we got in January. Mads Anderson, and we've had a right back playing there at the moment in Jordan Williams. They've been the 3 playing there because we're playing with 3, but they're also playing a little bit wider as well.
Do you think you'd have had a better season if you'd have kept Matt Mills?
That's a few years ago, that mate. Well, to be honest, I mean, when we got Matt Mills, I mean, I don't know what happened. It just didn't seem it didn't work for him. I mean, I remember at Leeds, he got absolutely skinned down left hand side, and you talk about experience. He threw his sen in, got absolutely skinned, ended up in stand, and they scored from it. Quality centre half in his day, but unfortunately we got him, and it just didn't work for him. It didn't work for him.
Do you think a lot of the signings? Sorry, go on.
No, go on, Malcolm.
I was going to say, do you think a lot of you talk about strange decisions at the club, and I mean, goodness knows, Forest have been subject to some strange decisions prior to the last couple of years, and talking about data and what have you. Do you think a lot of those decisions are financial? Do you think it's based on the finances of the club and what you can actually afford to do? Because
I do.
You're not the richest club in the league. But
no. The thing is, and like we said to a lot of our fans, what they've got to realise is that the owners might be rich, but the club isn't. There's a big difference. I do get it financially. Yeah, I do. But the players that we brought in, it's definitely. We always knew we were going to lose as keeper at the start of the season because he was out of contract in summer. He didn't want to re-sign, and he weren't just as keeper; he was our captain as well. And then we had as 2 centre halves who, we had best defence in League One last season. We shipped Ethan Pinnacart to Brentford, Liam Lindsay to Stoke. So I mean that itself is. You're always going to give yourself a uphill battle there, selling both your centre halves. You let 1 go for me, you can't let 2 go, and then you let your striker go 4 days before transfer window shuts. I can understand it being financial, but then you've got to bring in the right players. I think I'm not going to criticise board for not spending money because we know that they have. It's on who they've bought, and it's on they've not. I don't believe looked at the right calibre of player needed for a fight to step up in the Championship. Even though now it is looking like, I mentioned earlier before you joined that defensively, I think Nottingham Forest will find it hard to break us down because at this moment in time, since lockdown, since football started again, we have looked very good defensively. So that's what I can hand it to. I can hand it to them that maybe now it's the other side of the pitch that I'm concerned about. We're not scoring goals. And we had so many chances the other night, but we didn't put them away. But yeah, I do think it is financially as well. We're only a small club working on a very small budget, and the money that we got in for some of them players, I believe it could have been spent a lot better on players that have got Championship quality that are out there and were available. We just decided not to go for them.
Do you think some of that's to do with FFP though? Because I think a lot of clubs of that sort of size get a little bit worried about. Man City got away with it. Other PSG have got away with it. Forest and Blackburn got done for it. Somebody else got done for it. It's like, clubs our size Are we, you know, we're the ones
Yeah,
who are
yeah,
gonna
yeah. There's a lot of FFP to do with it, and like there's teams getting fun out a little bit now. Sheffield Wednesday, Wigan have gone into administration. I'm not sure if that's down to spending too. I can't remember what that's about now with Wigan, but yeah, we try, we stick with it. Listen, I'm proud of what we do. You know, spend within us means. I really am, but the money that we got in and we brought in from the players, the transfers, you know, it could have been spent better. Still, that were our money. You know, we made that money back, and we did spend a lot of money and paid a lot out for certain players who you think would we really paid that much for. I mean, we've got a striker, Patrick Schmidt, who's near enough always on the bench. I think he's had about 20 touches of the ball all season, and that's been like lenient. You know what I mean? And we paid nearly nigh on $1 million for him. I mean, you'd never heard of him in my life. You know, you're telling me we couldn't have signed somebody better for that price? We at least some even in leagues 1 and 2. You could have got somebody who's got experience in the English game, because it's totally different playing in them leagues where he were playing. That's the thing. I'm a fan. I'm supposed to know, and I run a fan channel. But half of them players who we signed, I can't even tell you where we signed them from. Your Mads Anderson, Patrick Schmidt.
Yeah, we've been there, so I feel for you. We had that for a couple of seasons. We signed a Greek. We signed a Greek striker called. We signed Abdoun, and we signed what was the other Greek striker? We signed the terrorist. They nicknamed him the terrorist, didn't they? Because he was such a sharp shooter. But they were dreadful.
Good player though.
Defeat Rapport was. They were awful, and they came with Champions League experience. Apparently, they were absolutely shocking. So I feel for you.
Yeah, we've had it. Sometimes it works. You've just got to have that bit of mix. Do you know what I mean? We had youngest squad in the league. You know, going into a league like this with kids, you look at likes of yourselves. You've got a bit of experience in there, bit of an older head. That's what we always ask for. You can't, you know what I mean? Like players 20, youngest player like 20, oldest player 24. Or 25 or whatever, you know, it's not good when you go into Championship. Get League One, we got away with it in League One, and you know our board's basic philosophy is: say a player like last season, Ethan Pinnacle had 1 year left on his deal. If he ain't going to sign a contract, they'll ship him out. They'll ship him off. They'll cash in on him. It's good business. It's good in the sense that they're not going to go for nothing. But at the same time, you're losing that old team morale and everything and all this and that. And one of the things that they've done now, back in the summer, they did every player that we signed them on 4-year contracts, big contracts. And some of them haven't worked, some of them have to a certain degree. But at this moment in time, you know, maybe if we do come back next season, they might have turned into real better players for us with more games under the belt. But we threw them all to sharks, really, by you know, such young players who have been heavily criticised majority of the season. We threw them to sharks. We didn't give them. We couldn't have done it. They needed players around them to help them and bring them to the level that's needed in the Championship.
Yeah. You needed a Benny Watson in there. I mean, Ben Watson's been an absolute revelation for us this season.
Yeah.
You know, this time last year we were saying his legs have gone, and then this season he's absolutely run the show for us. He's been a proper leader. So,
Michael, I did say to him that he did score against Barnsley at the City Ground.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
I said Ben Watson is a prime example. You know, sit in middle at park, dictate the play. He'll run game tomorrow at midfield. He did it against your back in City Ground. And got the winner. Obviously, that's what we asked for. A little bit of experience with. You know, and another thing, going back, touching on our board, they'll 25 and under policy, that's what they go for. So anybody over that age, they don't really want to sign. They bit the bullet in January and bought Michael Solbauer, who's 29. But on a normal basis, they would stick to 25 and under policy. I think it's because obviously there's more value in a player at that age, probably.
Yeah.
That's what they see. Do you know what I mean? Sign young players, up and coming, develop them, and then sell them on for an higher fee. That's what it's all about. And I like that project to a certain extent, but you can't just go into a league like the Championship and flog all your key players and expect to finish mid-table, which what one of our what our chairman said, the goal were mid-table, and it were never ever going to be mid-table.
There's a massive difference between League One and Championships. I mean, League One was the most horrible league I've ever seen Forest have to play in, and we were in there for 3 or 4 seasons, however long it was, and it were a nightmare. And I think your policy last year was right. Young lads who were keen, who could clog, who could do what they needed to do, and play at a tempo to get out of that league. You just can't play football in that league. The likes of Ben Watson wouldn't live in that league. They really won't, because they want too much time on the ball. But coming up to the Championship, it's a totally different league. It's the most competitive league in the world. Anywhere from 1st to 12th, with 4 weeks to go, can still go up. It's says it all.
Yeah. Well, we've said all season it's almost become a second Premier League. You look at the teams that are in it now. There's like you guys, obviously Leeds have got promotion tonight, like, but so many big sides in the league at the moment in time, and we are. I mean, we're looking at it. We're probably punching above his weight by being in this league. You know what I mean? It's ultimately become like maybe the Championship is the Premier League to us, and League One's the Championship to us. That's probably how it's come about now. Competing financially, it's hard. Our chairman keeps banging on about how he wants everybody to balance the budgets and everything like that. I think, everybody. I'd want everybody to do it like that, but we're not always going to get that, and it's hard to compete. But at the same time, like I touched on with selling players and that, like you said, League One is an hard league to get out of. We got lucky last year; we managed to do it at first attempt. I'm not sure if we'll do it first attempt this time. It's it'll be tough. It'll be a lot harder, I believe, because I think the time when the players that we had when we went down last time, a lot better for us. This time, we're going to lose some players. We're going to lose Alex Mowat. I think Corley Woodrow. I think you guys have been linked with Corley Woodrow, actually.
Yeah, we have. I'd like to sign him. I think he'd be a decent player.
Well, I'll tell you, he has not scored since lockdown, so you watch. He will put in a shift tomorrow. He'll put in a shift against you on Sunday because he wants his move. He does.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's a massive game on Sunday. What do you think the score will be, and where do you think it will be won?
Well, I've said in our preview, 1-0. I think whoever scores first will win this game. I think if you guys score, I think our heads will drop. We're at home. 1-0. We need the result. It's imperative that we do. I can see it being 0-0 for quite a while. Our games have been for the last few weeks. They've been dragging on, but I think whoever scores first wins this game. And I think I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 win to us because we're back at home. We need it. Judging on the performance that I've seen at Leeds yesterday, I'm a little bit more confident. But going with my heart, I'll say 1-0. I'm not sure to us, but my head might say something different.
Yeah. I think with Forest, like if Swansea, if Swansea Millwall lose or get a point, we've got guaranteed playoffs. So
yeah,
I think if it does happen, I think Forest will play a second team. And Barnsley, Forest would care. I think if Barnsley would go forward, Barnsley, they want to stay up. So it's not going to be easy. I think I'm going to go for. I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a draw. I reckon that Barnsley it's not great. I think we beat you 5-2. I think we beat you. Was it 4-1 years ago? When did Jermaine Jones play for Forest, Malcolm?
Say again, Ben.
Jermaine Jones. Yeah, do you remember that when Jermaine Jones scored that goal for Forest?
Yeah, that's it.
I was there that day.
Yeah, you've been to every game, Malcolm. That's
I
why
was
I'm
there
asking
that day as well. I remember that as well. I think that was, I'll tell you when that was. That might have been 2011, 12 season.
Yeah,
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been slightly earlier than that, but yeah.
O'Driscoll, one day.
I think,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Keith. I think we had Keith Hills. I remember. I'll have to
did.
think back. It's either around. It's definitely around that time. I do remember the Jermaine G. I do, yeah, because you got him on loan, didn't you, for a short while? And yeah, I remember that. But I think that was. There's not many times. I always used to think Forest coming. You come in your numbers, and you'd always. It always was a tough game for us, but we always seemed to come out, especially at Oatwell.
Yeah.
But and it's sort of similar at City Ground. We never used to. We don't often get out there, so I'll play on that factor. That record, we've got a good record against you guys at Oatwell, but yeah, it's a must win for us. And if we don't win, it's curtains, and it could be curtains before we even kick a ball, depending on results elsewhere.
Yeah. So, last question. Like I know, like Forest in the playoffs. Do you think Forest will get promoted? Yes or no?
They've got every chance to if they, when they,
Marcus' face. Look at Marcus' face.
Listen, there's every chance at playoffs. There's every chance. Is it just a point you guys need? It is, isn't it? So, so there's every chance at playoffs. Every chance. Time will tell, but obviously it depends. You're going to have. I mean, West Brom's lost tonight, so if Brentford capitalise, you're going to West Brom or Brentford.
I want Brentford. My opinion. I know Brentford are on good form. I think I'm the only Forest fan that wants Brentford in the playoffs.
Yeah, I want West Brom.
I want Brentford.
To be honest, I'd like to see Brentford. The sort of reminder, they're a bit similar to us in terms of small club, done it the right way, I think, and played some really good football this season. One of the best teams to come to Oatwell, I'd say. The bet us comfortable 3-1, I think it was. Ollie Watkins scored it. Yeah, he did. So I'm not looking forward to going to Griffin Park on next week. That's going to be. That, you know what I mean? We need to win his next two games and against two sides looking at promotion. I'd like Brentford to go up. Yeah, they're a very, very good side. Very good side.
Move is fantastic. Really, the tempo they play at the moment, it reminds me of what Forest were doing back in October and November, and then we stopped doing it for whatever reason.
They're going to be a team. They're going to definitely be a team, and I said this earlier in stream as well, that if they don't get promoted, they will lose a lot of their key players to a lot of the teams that do go up, your Leedses and maybe West Broms and stuff like that. There's every chance at playoffs. I mean, you guys have been in a playoffs before.
Yeah.
You guys know what it's about, the playoffs to the Premier League. Obviously, in my lifetime, I've never seen us be in a playoff to the Premier League.
We've got a horrible record in the playoffs.
Well, maybe you've got time to set a new record. You know what I mean? There's always that. To be honest, I would say it could be time. It could be time. I look at if we get in playoffs next season, we've got an actual decent record in the League One playoffs. So you always think it back of your head. Is it our time to maybe, lose a game in the playoffs? I always look at it like that as well.
Yeah. Well, I think I said I wanted to go up. I don't know if Malcolm wanted to go. Malcolm, he kept saying, "We'll go up, we'll go up, Malcolm." Now you've changed your mind. Say we won't go up because
I haven't changed my mind.
You changed your mind, Malcolm. Stop
I know
lying.
you and I have exchanged messages this week, and what I've said, Ben, is the way Forest are playing, I can't see us going up. But ever since this time last year when we were in Greece and we sat down after the Olympiacos game, and I said to you, that's the best pre-season I've seen in over 25 years at Forest. But the whole of the pre-season, and I said we would go up, and I still stand by that, because I think if we can just calm us nerves down and actually start to play a little bit more football and play to his strengths, because Lewis Grabban's playing out of his skin at the minute. Playing out of his skin, he really is. His work rate's amazing. If there's 3 or 4 other players can support that, then we will go up. If West Brom slip into playoffs, I'm not scared of them. They don't worry me at all. We'll do them. Brentford worry me because we've beaten them twice, 1-0, home and away, and they'll do us if we play them in the playoffs. I think. So, I'm not scared of anyone else.
I think that's it. When you said about West Brom, I said I won't mind West Brom either as well. But the way I know, like I said, Brentford, they've won like 7 games in a row or 8 games in a row now. I don't know why I prefer Brentford, but with West Brom, I still when we draw 2 top their place, Malcolm, we are confident. We go there, we're always confident, and we never lose there. So you can see that, yeah. Brentford, West Brom away, yeah, that could be a good game.
And let's face it, Ben. When we played West Brom on the opening day of the season, which is like a bazillion years ago now, we lost to 2 goals that were goalkeeping errors, and that goalkeeper doesn't play for us anymore. So
yeah, that's true. Malcolm, any more questions? Before we go? He crashed.
No, I'm fine. I'm just looking forward to get good luck to Barnsley. I like Barnsley. I like them as a club. You know, I hope you do stay up. It's going to be a tall order, but you know, good luck to you.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you. It means a lot that a lot of fans have been saying good luck to us, you know, and you know how much they like us as a club. You know, yeah, we've always tried to play football the right way, you know, on a limited budget and stuff like that. So time will tell. Hopefully, you know, if we end up going down, we come back at first attempt and try to compete again. Try and do it in a better way than we have and learn from his mistakes. That's all I can say, really. And obviously, best of luck to you guys after Sunday. And good luck in the playoffs, really, because if you can get there, you know, I meant like Leeds and Forest back in Premier League. I mean, that'll be fantastic. That really will be good. That and do you know what as well? I messaged somebody messaged me at Score about the the score today. Huddersfield beating West Brom, and I said, do you know what? I said, forget about West Brom. I'm sick of seeing West Brom. Let somebody else have another go in Prem, like the likes of you guys or Brentford or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not bothered if West Brom. I don't want West Brom. Ideal scenario probably be Brentford and likes of you guys going up maybe. Yeah, you guys probably Leeds and Forest back in Premier League. That'd be class. That'd be class. Everyone moans about the teams who shouldn't be up there. Do you know what I mean? I think everybody's got a right to be up there if they play the right football. But I mean, you look at you guys and then you look at Brentford. Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? There's no comparison. You know, how are you guys not in Premier League but Bournemouth are? Do you know what I mean? It's madness and it's football. And I mean, no disrespect there. Brentford have earned their right to be there. But you've got to wonder. And, you know, Leeds, 16 years it took them. It took them an age to get out of League One as well. So it's football. It's what happens.
Man City, didn't it? Man City were in League One for years as well.
Yeah. There's plenty of teams. There's plenty of teams, you know, that have got to Premier League over the last few years that you know you wouldn't think could ever get there, and they've managed to stop up. Burnley doing fantastic. There's you guys, Leeds. I'll take that, me. I'll take that for you guys. But if we can bounce back, going back to us, we've got to make sure we try and bounce back at first attempt, and then hopefully not make the same mistakes when it comes to getting promotion again. But I bet no bones about it, it's going to be tough for us. Listen, I enjoyed League One. I'm not going to lie, because it's a lot cheaper than Championship, because some grounds charge an absolute fortune in Championship. Bloody Sheffield Wednesday, 39 quid. Leeds, 39 quid. It's ridiculous. Give me Gillingham away any day. We're an up and top stand. When it rains, you get absolutely wet through.
I love Gillingham away.
If you've been a Gillingham away, you know what I mean. It's a great. Away. There's some good away days in League One.
I went to Gillingham with Forest. Last time we played Gillingham, I went to Forest. It was a midday kickoff on Sky on a Sunday, and I had to leave home at 4:30 in the morning. I mean, it were a great day out, but oh dear, what a long day.
What score? I went when we lost. We lost 2-1.
We won that day.
No, I went when we lost 2-1.
Yeah, I think Jack Lester scored, if I remember rightly. I think we won 2-1 or 2-0, something like that. I can't remember now. It's a long time. Probably. I mean, it's got to be 20 years ago, Ben. So because I was living in.
Is that we won 3-0?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it might have been that game. It was a Sunday lunchtime.
Yeah, that's scored a hat trick. I remember that game. Yeah. I watched it on TV, ITV.
You'd have been in nappies back then.
But you know what? Thank you very much, Turks TV, for taking time.
Yeah, absolutely no problem, mate. Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, before I know you. I see, like I said, I saw yourself on Twitter, and I saw when I think it was this season when I think it was a bad decision that a referee made, and you went crazy. Or was it the guy next to you?
Yeah, it might have been. A lot of things get picked up on
It was great.
Yeah, a lot of things get picked up on our vlogs that make it into memes and stuff. It's fun. It's fun. I think we've. I'm not sure what we're going to do for them next season. It depends when we can get back into the grounds and stuff like that. We've heard maybe October time, but we'll wait and see what happens. But at this moment in time, we're doing the watch-alongs, live streams of the matches. So we will see. But yeah, it happens a lot. I remember Preston went viral a little bit when we lost 5-1 because we were so awful to the point where I was nearly crying. It went viral, and it was funny. End of the day, it's only a bit of banter.
Don't worry about Mark Owen. He's been absolutely hammered on Twitter about Matty Cash. I won't worry about it.
Don't go right back. Never right back, Matty Cash. Never. Get him right midfield where he can play football.
Yes,
I think he played there the other year when you bet us 3-0, and he had a right game, absolute right game.
Yeah.
But actually, thank you very much for coming on. And if no one knows the channel was Turks TV, he's a Barnsley fan. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, and hopefully you do stay up. But I think it's going to be hard.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll see, mate. We'll see what happens. End of the day, we'll see. It's not over yet, but it could well be. Listen, if we stop up, it'll be the biggest bloody shock of my lifetime as a Reds fan, and that's probably beating when we bet Chelsea and Liverpool in 2008. This will be bigger than that, I'll tell you, because the odds are stacked against us. But we'll see what happens. But best of luck to you guys as well, and hope the best for you after Sunday.
Right, that's it. Thank you for taking time, Malcolm. Thank you very much for coming on. Sort your hair out, please, because it's a mess. And sort your hair out, Malcolm.
You can't make Craig Price has cut it. It's terrible, isn't it? I mean, it's good, isn't it?
Right. Thank you very much, lads, and we'll see. We'll check everyone out on Sunday. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Take care.
Cheers, Malcolm. Yeah, cheers. Right, so that was Turks TV. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, Barnsley fan. And like I said, it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, Forest, they just need a point on Sunday. Swansea. I think if Swansea and Millwall either draw or lose tomorrow, that's guaranteed playoff for us. But yeah, if you enjoy my channel, make sure you press the like button. Make sure if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe as well. But I'm going to 48 minutes. I'll try and get 1 or 2 people on. If you come on my channel, make sure you give me a prediction, if you can, please. Quick prediction and score. And I'll put it on now. Okay. Right. I'll put it on now. But like I said, I'm not going to stay here long because I've got so much to do. But yeah, if you come on, make sure prediction. But let's see. Congratulations to Leeds as well. Shout out to Joe, Oscar, and Connor, these fans. I was watching their channel before I come on. But yeah, it's a massive game. Come on Sunday. All right, so first one will be Colin.
Hello, you're right.
Okay?
You're not too bad, are you? Not too bad, you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. So prediction for Sunday.
Sunday, I'm going to go for 2-0.
2-0.
2-0, yeah.
Who do you think will score?
I think I'm going to go for, depending on who's going to play, that's the thing. So I'm going to go for Graben and Sammy Ami as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Last but not least, who do you want Forest to get in the playoffs?
Playoffs, I'm going to go for West Brom, to be fair.
You want West Brom?
Yeah, because I think now they messed it up. And obviously, I think Brentford's going to go. I think because they've got 2 more games, haven't they? They only got 1. And I think they're going to sneak it up. And I prefer West Brom, to be fair, now how they're playing now than Brentford.
Yep.
Because Brentford are playing pretty good football at the minute since we played them. So I'd actually rather go for West Brom in the finals, and I think we'll beat them, to be fair. So
okay. Thank you very much for coming on, Colin.
That's all right, thank you.
And up the Reds.
Oh, the Reds, come on. We're definitely going to go up.
Cheers, thank you very much. So that's Colin Robinson. Just watch my vlogs as well. So thank you very much for coming, Colin. Does anyone else want to come on before I do wrap up? Like I said, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit your like button as well. But yes, what's the score prediction as well on the comments below? What do you think the score will be on Sunday? And like I said, I think I'll go for. I think it's going to be tough. I think it'll be 1-1 because, like I said, if Barnsley, they need the points. They need the last 2 wins, and like I said, they got Urs, they got Brentford, so it's going to be a tough game. Right, I'm going to wrap it up, everyone. But like I said, thank you very much, Turks TV, for coming on. Thank you, Malcolm Owen, as well, for coming on. I really enjoyed that. But like I said, I'm doing a live stream on Sunday. I'll be starting, the game starts at 3, so I'll be starting between 2:30, 2:45. I'll start. So make sure you do watch my stream as well. I don't know where I'm going to be. I might be with Craig. I don't know what. I need to speak to Malcolm to where he's going to be. So but yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see everyone on Sunday. Thanks for watching.